The host of the weekday Sports Bash from 2 to 6 on ESPN Radio, Mike Gill. He's got some stuff to tell us about his Babe Ruth baseball team. We're going to talk a little bit of Mike Trout to finish up the show here. Welcome aboard, Mike.
Hey, Jay. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, how's it going, man? Are you poolside again this week or what?
It's a little hot out there today, but I might go down there in a little bit.
You live the dream on the weekends, buddy. I guess that's why you work hard all week, right?
Well, during the week, I don't leave the house very much. I'm kind of cooped in that studio where you are right now.
Yeah.
Last night we played up in Brick, so my Friday night was spent with the team up there, and we're off today. We play again tomorrow night at 7:30 up in Brick, so Parkway Traffic North shall be a great time on my Sunday.
Oh, nice. So what do you got going on? Which team are you coaching, the 13-year-olds?
No, I'm the 13s. I made a conscious effort 2 years ago that 15-year-old kids were just a little too mature for me these days, so I dropped down to the 13-year-old group because, when they leave Little League, Little League, you're like a rock star, Little League World Series and like communities support Little League like, they're the majors. They get everything. When they get to the big field, it's almost like kids don't play anymore. No parents care about their kids anymore at 13. I kid, but I like that age group because it's the first time they're on the big field, and you're kind of teaching them the game, and it's their first taste of what high school baseball and the next chapter of their baseball careers are going to be like. So I moved down to the 13s a couple of years ago, and I really enjoy the 13s. I like the 15-year-old game is faster, but the 13-year-old game, you still got these wide-eyed kids, so I enjoy that.
And how's the squad doing this year? I know you guys are perennially one of the top teams in the state there, competing for a state championship. How the boys doing this summer?
Yeah, we opened up last night against Medford, and we won 15-2. And it's a really talented group, and it's really our league. We take a lot of pride, and we're very proud. Like Medford last night, the coach of that team, he went out of his way to kind of tell us that teams in the area, they recognize Atlantic Shore as kind of the program that they want to become. And we've put a lot of work in, myself and Bill Rosino and Jack Taggart and Al Becker and Jack Lufflad and different parents from all over the place that their kids played, but yet they still kind of give back and help out. Tony Hartledge, he helps out with all the fields in Summers Point, even though his kid's way out of the program. Don Myers, guys, Mike DeChico, guys that just have no kids, and yet they want the baseball in this area to be recognized because there's great players and great talent, and other programs are now recognizing it. The coach said, when we saw we played Atlantic Shore, we knew we were in for a long game, but we're happy that we got to see what your team looks like because that's where we want to get to.
And that really brings me to my next point, and something we're working on for the year in review issue for Glory Days about the spring season. And really what I took away from that season was, the overriding theme was just how good baseball is in South Jersey, particularly the Cape Atlantic League. How much of that is the Mike Trout effect, like we were talking about a little bit earlier? And, you're seeing these teams, 4, 5, 6 teams competing for a division title, just as many competing for South Jersey titles. It seems like really a great time for baseball in this age group in South Jersey.
It is. The Trout effect is large, and you had Monell on earlier. His father is down in this area. He's got teams that and runs camps. I don't really know Johnny well, but he's another guy who's made it, who has ties from here. Todd Frazier. We drove right past Tom's River last night to get to Brick, and baseball in this area. I think the Trout effect is huge. I mean, kids are not. It's a weird thing. Not a lot of kids are playing. The numbers are dropping. But it seems like the kids who are playing are really playing at a high level, and they're really working at it, and they're playing a lot of games. And, in 2011, that team went to the World Series. Drobenek and Lufflad and Gerace and Myers and Matty Thomas and all that group of kids, Anthony Baselli, they're all juniors or seniors now. And I think because of that team, the Trout effect, kids want to continue to keep playing and try to get there. It's a realistic goal, and you're seeing the kids continue to come out. Now, these kids weren't playing in years past. These kids are a lot of the quote-unquote travel ball players who a lot of times would not be playing for their Babe Ruth teams. But the fact that they got this opportunity a couple of years ago by this, that 2011 team was kind of a bunch of trailblazers who kind of got that because of Mike Trout. Everybody wanted to play baseball and was like, wow, kids are always asking me, can I wear number 27? You're like, why do you want to wear number 27? No one ever asked for that number before, but
yeah.
I definitely think there's something there, but at the same time, the numbers are dropping. I mean, our league is in a really state of flux right now because the numbers are so low. Summers Point as a community had 8 players sign up. 8 in the whole town. That's it. 8. They had to combine with Linwood. Margate's team folded this year. They could not field a team. Margate, one of the traditional powers of baseball at all levels, Little League all the way up to the ACBL, could not field a team at the 13, 14, and 15-year-old league.
Wow.
I don't know how it all sets and how it all works. The kids who are playing are very talented, and they have accomplished a lot. Unfortunately, the numbers may not allow them to keep playing. I don't know how we fix it.
Well, hopefully we can find a fix for that. I mean, baseball is never going to go away, and hopefully the interest will pop back up here in the next couple of years. And I think Trout definitely has a lot to do with that. What's been your impression of not only his career, but this last week? You really, if you didn't know about Mike Trout before this week, you definitely know about him now. And it's awesome to see a guy from South Jersey doing what he's doing on the national stage and really at a historic level.
Well, if you didn't know about him before, I don't know where you've been in the last couple of years. He's been pretty good. He might be the best player in the entire game. It's just your kind of cup of tea, whether you like his style of play or, maybe a Bryce Harper or some of the other unbelievable young players. But, it's amazing. We talked about this on Wednesday, where there's a good possibility that the best player in baseball could be listening to our show at that time. He was at home. He came back here. And our tower's in Millville, and there was a good possibility that the best player on planet Earth could have been listening to our show because he lives right here. And I think that's a fascinating story that this kid grew up here. He embraces it here. He comes home here. It's pretty unbelievable. You see that sad video we saw the other day of these 2 idiots fighting each other to overshadow the fact that this kid makes this area proud, and then you saw that. It was like a tale of two stories in 1 week, but it's unbelievable, Dave. And my assistant coach, Mike DeChico, he pitched against Trout in high school. Like, those stories where it's like, I saw that kid play, or I met that kid, or I played against him. They're all over the place in this area because he played here, and he didn't go someplace else to go play high school. He didn't go to some charter school or this school. He played at his public high school in his town because he had pride in that. And I think that's how we can save baseball, is kind of people getting that civic pride like Mike Trout and staying in their communities and playing baseball in their communities, because your communities are dying if you don't stay and play. And do you want to be the people who say, yeah, it was my group of kids who killed baseball in my town? I think that's where we really need to get back to save baseball in the area.
Well, hopefully your boys will take a step towards that, this weekend onto the state championships. Good luck, Mike, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man, always a pleasure. Have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks. That was Mike Gill,